So now we're off to chapter 2 of Wicca and Witchcraft for Dummies. So chapter 2 addresses believing in deity. Basically respecting your own divine mysteries, building relationship with the one, the two, or the many. We'll get into that, and exploring the higher self. So quick update to my last video when we were discussing science and Wicca. Something that the book did not touch on was the study of neutrinos. So neutrinos, basically, let me give you a brief synopsis here. So neutrinos are fundamental subatomic ghost particles that are neutral. They have a nearly undetectable mass. They're produced in massive numbers during nuclear reactions in the stars, the sun, and radioactive decay on Earth. Now, because they only interact through gravity and the weak force, trillions will pass through our bodies and the Earth every second without leaving a trace, making them incredibly difficult to detect, but invaluable for understanding the universe's fundamental building blocks and large-scale structures. The reason I wanted to touch on this is because as a Wiccan, I believe that everything is connected, right? These neutrinos have always existed. They've always been bouncing around. It's just a matter of where they've been focused. But those neutrinos all belonged in our galaxy. We now have monumental visits of matter from another galaxy or from another area of space that is not in our solar system. So now suddenly when you add new information that never existed in our existence before, these new forms of neutrinos on this asteroid, comet, space station, whatever you want to call it, these neutrinos are now going to be new to our existence. How are our bodies going to be affected by these new subatomic particles that are going to be entering our atmosphere, basically? So it's something to think about. It's one of the theories that's going along with this whole 3-eye atlas thing. If you want to delve into that rabbit hole, that's a whole other story. But there could be a connection. It's starting to kind of make a little bit of sense, although I don't want to create myself as a conspiracy theorist. So here we go. Believing in deity. Most, although not all, Wiccans believe in a creative being or force. However, the way that Wiccans perceive and experience the divine is unique to each individual. Everybody's different. Wiccans stretch the idea of deity to the outer limits of diversity. So we are all about the DEI in Wicca. Two people may comfortably call themselves Wiccan. We can perform the same rituals, work the same magic, happily practice side by side, celebrate in a circle, perform ceremony, and do all of those things, but we can have radically different concepts of who or what deity is. Most Wiccans would rather celebrate their differences than become a religion in which everybody has to conform to the same belief or the same practice. We don't like that. This chapter dares to explore the nature of the divine, the goddess, the god, the gods, the old ones, the great mother, the higher self. You get the idea, because everybody has different beliefs, right? So we're trying to fit this into a neat type package, but you can't because there's so many different beliefs. So here's the thing. You're never going to see an announcement on the 6 o'clock news that said the goddess spoke to Jane Doe today and told her to quit her lousy job and join the Peace Corps film at 11. Jane may indeed have received a divine nudge to write her letter of resignation and pack her bags, but no other person can likely verify that encounter. You can be absolutely positively convinced that you've received guidance, divine guidance, from deity, but here's the thing about that revelation, it's personal. No other person is going to see that. That experience is yours alone. Others can see the results in your life, but feeling the presence of or interacting with deity is an individual and unique experience. So when other people try to tell us how we should feel deity or feel our religion, it's actually kind of offensive, because how you feel is how you feel. I don't care what you believe in. We're all different. So I'm going to touch on some of the different methods and definitions of deity, because there are many. Even if I don't believe in all of them, there are different ones. So I want to talk about them all. So discussing deity as a life force. Deity, the goddess or god, is the core energy of all that exists. All of reality is an unbroken web of vibrating energy, and that energy is the goddess. The entire cosmos is the body of the goddess, including physical and mental energy, as well as the forces of nature and the laws of physics. The goddess is immanent, meaning that she is right here, right now, and is all present in the world. She is manifested in nature. Her presence is evident and easily perceived. Everything that exists is the goddess. Now we'll look at it as deity as a primal goddess. So deity is the primal goddess. She's the source of all life, and the life force unfolds or flows from her. Goddess is the only or the primary deity, and she is a supernatural creative being. If there is a god, he is the child, the consort, or the manifestation of the great goddess. Any other deities that exist may come from her. She's known chiefly as the mother aspect, sometimes called great goddess or the earth mother. In addition to being immanent in nature, she's also transcendent in the sense that she's a supernatural, thinking, creative being independent of the cosmos. This theory is in keeping with the ideas of some early paganism. So some people see deity as an overall life force that is connected. Some see it as a primal goddess or the earth mother, and some see it as an actual source. So in seeing deity as a source, although the outlook's not traditional, some Wiccans are reconciling their spiritual beliefs with the teachings of new physics. Many scientists and philosophers have suggested this type of concept, but physicist David Bohm and scientist Physicist David Bohm and scientist and paleontologist Pierre Teilhard de Chardin are largely responsible for the current popularity of this deity theory. So this is the theory that the holy intelligence existed before the cosmos was formed, and all reality comes from that. It flows from the source. The source encompasses all space and time, all dimensions, all planes of existence. Everything that exists unfolds from the source, and then everything unfolds back into the source. It's a never-ending cycle. And this is my belief system. I worship the goddess as the moon goddess because that's an easy way to channel energy into a single point. But that doesn't believe that I mean that the moon is up there pointing her finger at me and telling me what to do. The cosmos and the divine energy of the goddess to me exist as a collective consciousness of all things. So this is the perfect explanation of that. People continually have new experiences and they gain wisdom and insight. All of this new information becomes part of the energy, the source energy, and the source expands and evolves. People are part of the source, so they also evolve and grow, reaching higher levels of consciousness. The source, or the core energy that fuels the cosmos, is always moving and advancing and evolving. People are part of that evolution and even play a key role in the advancement. Now, here's the key. Through our consciousness, we take in information from our experiences in the world and we share that information with the source. Now, whether that's by thought, whether that's by praying, whether that's by living the experience, you're sharing the information with the source, the collective information. You tell your stories, you're sharing that with the collective of information. So through our consciousness, we can also receive information from the source for use in this world. In computer terminology, you would call that a feedback loop. But some of us who practice can actually receive messages from the collective consciousness. Some people think that that's spirits talking to you. Some people think it's a deity talking to you. Some people believe there's spirit guides talking to you. Some people believe their loved ones are talking to you. Some people can communicate with that information and with that source. Now, we do believe in sort of the yin and yang, so to speak. Some people focus on it a little bit more, whereas I focus more on the collective cosmos. But when you honor the two, as they say, many Wiccans believe in the one, the source of the cosmos, but they see it as an energy field with two poles. So the goddess and the god are opposite poles of the divine, and Wiccans honor or worship both the male and the female aspect of deity. The majority of Wiccans hold this view or a variation on it, but no one can say for sure. Now, I want to clarify, when we speak of masculine and feminine energy, we are not speaking about it in the traditional term of what is a man and what is a woman. Everyone exists. Trans people have always existed. Gay people have always existed. People that are different have always existed. Those people are all welcome in Wicca, no matter what. And when we speak of the masculine and the feminine, we're not trying to exclude anyone. It's just the method of separating the yin and the yang. So in Wicca, especially in certain traditions, polarity or duality is a key principle. Much of Wiccan belief and practices hinge on this concept. Many Wiccans honor the polarity or duality in nature and have incorporated the idea into their spirituality. For example, energy flows in two opposite directions in nature. That's what creates the familiar cycle of the natural world. For example, life and death, light and dark, summer and winter, male and female, and so on. Many Wiccans see the divine in the same way. The goddess and the god are like two poles on the same battery. If they were truly separate beings, according to these Wiccans, confusions and chaos would reign in the universe. Looks like we're gonna have to do a part 2 of chapter 2.